Well, let's get more on this. We're joined by Mohamad Elmasry, Associate Professor of Media and Cultural Studies at the Doha Institute for Graduate Studies. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera, as always. So firstly, what are you hearing about how the referendum is being carried out in Egypt on the last day?
Well, the government is sort of pulling out all the stops to try to ensure higher voter turnout. So they're encouraging people to vote. They're, in some cases, bribing people to vote, paying in the form of either money or giving out food rations. They're blaring, loud music. They've had songs produced, encouraging people to vote yes, which is, they say, a vote for Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and a vote for security. So they're kind of pulling out all the stops, as I said, to try to make sure that there's a high turnout because they see that as showing legitimacy for Sisi.
So given that and how the last presidential election was carried out, is it a given that this referendum will pass and that Sisi will be allowed to extend his term?
Yeah, there's no question, about the results. The government systematically eliminated the opposition to this vote. They shut down 34,000 websites where people were trying to gather signatures for the Batil campaign, the Void campaign. They arrested about 120 activists and political figures who were trying to campaign for the no vote. So they systematically limited opposition. So the amendments will pass. That's essentially a guarantee. The only question, as I mentioned, is what those final voter turnout figures will look like.
And how worrying is all of this if we are going to see the term extended until 2030? What does that mean for Egypt? Can we expect more of what we've seen over the last 5-6 years, that creeping authoritarianism?
Yeah, Egypt is already a military dictatorship. The Sisi administration or the Sisi regime has done a great job of consolidating power, and this will give him even more power. As you indicated in your lead up, he'll have power over the judiciary. The military will have increased power, more jurisdiction for military tribunals. They'll have power to dictate the terms of Egyptian politics by ensuring a quote-unquote civilian state and a quote-unquote democratic state, even though those are sort of contradictions in terms. So I think you can expect, unfortunately, actually increased consolidation, increased repression, and probably, unfortunately, even more human rights violations in the coming years.
Mr. Elmasry, thank you very much for your time on this. We appreciate it. As always, thank you.